Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, running mate at the opposition party MPP Amanyuko ne Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe de Sembi Ababe Tudase. Who are winning na musumo. Now baby wano akase. Or no Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe. Every general simple so can say, oh, or Bebon Humodin Bia at the vote to Chinchilinchi Pie for Ashanti region. At the MTPP, Amanyuko Mama MPP, at me Abba breaking 18. Was we say Nipan will be do what papa. And they said, be so your henna will take on your tun so will take on your cocoa so. So we are so full, so we are de will be do what papa. Now was your more what they many nine same. Why in the bit middle and sensible, Akase, or no Dr. Matthew Poku Plempeno, and I'm the so and I'm MPP, Aqua opposition. Baby, I've been be an any and Crawford. I get the poor muyi no as a running mate and an amno so I'm MPP. And to me I'm a power or moko opposition. Was say, sune. Kwasi ashua sebi yenti asum preno. Enti wa wini na bekasa asem ni biuno. Enye na no na enkantu muno. Ene ne hwene asebi mususu se so no. Obebie ne hwene mu pa na ne wode na no. Edi matamo pa ye kire se. O MPP Amanyuko na MPP timitu aba. Emma Ashanti region, omutimi lusu sei poto. Eti adai na afei mode so bo bebo no. Ene ebusia wafaya kame hwan. Yankwadi nchiremu no emresisi.
But just my last question, when John Mahama lost in 2016, the issue was whether it was a horse that was problematic or the jockey. John Mahama being the jockey, the horse being the party. You have just suffered a defeat that has, I'm not sure, been suffered in recent time by any political party. Is it Dr. Bawumia who is a problem, Napo who is a problem, or the MPP that's a problem?
People of Ghana voted, and the results of the election is not reflective of the votes of President Mahama. Because with that same vote, John Mahama lost in 2016. That same vote. In fact, in real numbers, even he decreased his number because we have added nearly 700,000 people to the register of 2016 or more. So you have to analyze it differently. Nevertheless, MPP lost. It lost both parliamentary and presidential. I can tell you, Mario, that this loss has got nothing to do with economic mismanagement.
Who should we blame if we're looking for someone to blame?
I'm coming. I'm getting there. If you do the diagnosis, it's got every country in the world when people have lost elections based on economic mismanagement, they go in droves to vote for the other party.
Or abstain?
No. I'll tell you the reason for abstinence. Everywhere citizens move in droves to support the opposition, number one reason is economic. In Ghana, I'll give you an example. In the US, Donald Trump lost election. Even when he won the first time, he lost the popular vote. He won the electoral college. This time round when he won hugely on the popular vote at the electoral college. And the number one reason, the base American will tell you, they saw grocery prices going through the roof.
Economy.
In America, it was economy. In Ghana, people voted or did not vote. MPP people sat there with a loose term that people understand, voter apathy. Voter apathy affected both parties, but affected MPP even more. And voter apathy, when you analyze it, and, my party has sent the team around, has never done a team. They'll come up with only one answer.
Which is?
Governance issues.
This current government?
Governance issues.
Explain that, please.
See, when people in your party are fed up with the way you are governing, they decide not to go to flock to the opposition, but they don't even want to turn up to vote. So if you've cared to listen, everywhere you go, sometimes in some places, people were even at the police station who were saying they're not going to vote. It has never happened in this country. MPs were begging people who they knew. They said, no, they're not going to vote. That is not about economic resilience. That is about a deep-seated problem the party hasn't addressed. And that is a
Party or
government
government?
issue.
So is it a party problem?
There's a party that begets the government, or true or false?
But there's someone who runs it, correct? But
true or false?
Yes,
and when a party begets a government, right, the leadership of the party goes to the government, right? And I'm telling you, it's a governance issue. If it's a governance issue, it means it's a government, right?
How come you didn't notice this, or you noticed by
Who says people didn't notice it?
Why didn't you fix it before election?
Who says we could fix it? You see, you can't.
You're going for the iceberg. You couldn't steer yourself away.
No, you can't imagine yourself to be a master of everything at every time. See, there are certain events that you may not be able to do anything about it, and it will hit you all over the world. It is not MPP that has suffered a crash. Look, in 1992 we had zero representation in Parliament. The country and the parties learned, because in 1992 the presidential election and the parliamentary election were two different dates. So when one party lost, they wrote the stolen verdict, and they decided that they were going to boycott Parliament. It was a party decision, right? Yep. Subsequently, that same party met and said that we should never have boycotted. It was better for us to go with a few seats that we would have won than to boycott. So the party changed, the country changed, and decided to fix both elections one day so that the snowball effect doesn't happen. And the snowball effect happened again in 2008, true or false? So you don't want people to do things because of a snowball effect. You want people to do things analyzing the situation around. But I can tell you, I was the vice presidential running candidate for my party. My party lost the election. I've stood on the chamber of the floor and said, so we only can apologize to our supporters and Ghanaians and sit down, do our homework well, and come back. Because it would not be the first time the party has come back.
This is a verdict on Akufo-Addo. You agree that this election was not about you and Bawumia, but rather how Akufo-Addo has governed the party?
In 2008, when we lost, they said it was a verdict on Akufo.
Did you agree?
Whether I agreed or not, it's not what people say. It's the people's opinion.
Do you agree now?
I'm just telling you. You are trying to say it's the verdict of Akufo-Addo. Every time, you just, even in asking the question, you said, when John Mahama lost in 2016, people said it was John Mahama's fault.
I didn't say that. I said the argument was about whether it was a jockey. No, I said it was whether. No, I said it was whether the jockey or the horse.
This has no difference.
No, I said it was whether the
jockey. Who was the jockey?
Jockey or horse. I gave you two options.
Who was the jockey?
It came from a committee.
Who was the jockey?
Jockey was the rider. Okay. And then the horse.
rider was who?
Mahama.
Okay.
So this time around, who?
Even at 2016, questioned whether the loss was because of Mahama or NDC as a party. Nevertheless, they lost. And that's why I'm saying that no matter who you blame, the party has lost.
But you haven't brought the Ashanti votes, though. Finally, that's my last question. They said you were going to bring Ashanti votes.
I hope you never ask that question again, because it might provoke somebody to insult you. The whole country didn't vote. We lost 2.1 million votes. Can it be formally Ashanti? When I hear somebody say that, I feel really that I have to insult the person. That Ashanti didn't bring a vote. What does that mean? Did Volta region bring a vote? Go and check NDC votes in 2016 and 2024, or 2020 and 2024, and look at the votes. Even in Greater Accra, John Mahama lost votes, 5% votes compared to the last elections. So we should not get on that. That doesn't make sense, insulting tribes and people. Because if you disagree, that people will say, oh, NDC is not helping the Voltarians. It's a slippery slope we are setting up this country. In fact, in Ashanti, 65% of the people turn up to vote. 65% of the people on the register.
Which is higher than the 60% of the general turnout.
Yes!
The turnout was actually quite high.
The Ashanti region turnout was far. There were probably only 4 or 5 other regions that turned up higher than Ashanti. When you rate the 16 regions, probably the worst region of voter turnout was Volta region of Greater Accra. 46% or something. So please, let us not tribalize things like that.
The reason I asked that,
let us not tribalize things like that. And to say, did Bawumia, the North, not bring the Northern votes?
Did he?
I'm asking you. So you can't ask a question that doesn't make sense, in the sense that the whole country, the votes didn't come. MPP lost.
Doc, respectfully,
2020,
Doc.
MPP got 6.7 million votes. And in 2024, MPP dropped their vote to 4.5. That is shared around the whole country. That 2.1 million loss is shared around the whole country. Ashanti region being probably at that time the most populous region for vote. But people also should understand that for a long time, the highest region for NDC vote has always been Ashanti region, the whole country.
And that's why many that's why many said we've done the analysis.
Don't generalize it. Do you believe that,
Doc,
that the NDC's highest vote is always in Ashanti region?
Doc,
you brought something that I'm asking the question.
You said
you do the data. You just told people that you do the data.
I am saying to you that, Doc,
I'm saying that
the reason
NDC's highest single highest regional vote. If NDC says they have a World Bank, right? The vote of the NDC World Bank is in Ashanti.
No problem. The reason I asked the question I asked was, you see, when you were nominated, people say, oh, you're from Menshia. It's very significant, and I'm using Menshia importantly here. They even said your lineage to Nana Prempeh.
I never heard all that.
Okay, maybe if it's not true, then that's fine. But that's what I heard. And they said
my lineage is true.
Yes.
But these arguments you are making, if the fringe makes an argument, it doesn't mean the general.
So they say you're going to harvest the votes.
Give me one name.
A lot of the party supporters said
it's not true.
The reason they chose you.
The party supporters, Baumia didn't choose me because I was Ashanti. Have you asked Dr. Baumia?
No, I haven't.
So how do you then go to somebody who has the exclusive reason for choosing their candidate and then say that some people you met at the roadside are saying they chose Napo because of Ashanti? That is, again, tribalizing elections in this country.
Thank you for speaking to us.